Everyone, just going to go through this video to get the SSRS reports working. So let's go into the server. So if you actually open AX, you'll see that none of the reports as of yet have been deployed. So let's close all of that and let's open the client so you can actually see that the reports haven't been deployed. Yeah, so this here, it's a bit of a pain. I'm going to cancel that. I'll show you how to fix that later. So what we're going to do is let's just go to report and let's just do a normal transaction report, and let's just look at ledger transaction list. Shouldn't be any information in here, but I just want to show you guys that the SSRS report has not been configured. So that's the error message you'll find. The default report server configuration ID could not be found. So how do we fix this? Push Windows Q, type I think it's SQL Server. Let's try reports. Yeah, so SQL Services Server 2014 Reporting Services Configuration Manager. So let's open that guy. We're gonna go, yeah, cool, happy with all that. Let's connect. And we want to do all of this stuff. So we want to apply the web service URL. We're happy with all the defaults. We're not going to set up an SSL certificate. If this was production, I probably would. Some people don't, but this isn't production, so I'm just going to go apply. And this is going to do a whole bunch of stuff. It's creating that virtual directory, and then it's going to go through all of that. Then I'm going to go into database. So as you can see, there's no database setup. So I'm going to set up a database here, a new report server database. I'm going to say kudo ERP. I can use my username. I can test the connection, which is successful. I can go next. I'm happy with the database name. Happy enough with the language because there is no English Australian there. Go, yeah. Service credentials, I'm happy with that. Yep. And now it's creating the database for the report server. Okay, and now we can finish. So we should be good. Go over here. We're going to apply this. And this should be enough to get the SQL Server working. We may have to give permissions. Sometimes there's a few funnies. But what we can do is we can click that and see if we can see the reports. So if I log in over here with my credentials, I should be able to have access. I'll wait for that. While we wait for that, we can actually go look at the other one, which is the web service URL, which will be slightly different, and we'll also try open that. So we should be able to have access to both these sites. If both those sites are working, it means that the report server is working. Okay, so an internal error occurred. The requested operation cannot be completed. The computer must be trusted. And another error over here. So let's go to home. And let's see if we can set up user permissions. Yeah. So I believe this is a user permissions issue. So if we go over here and we just change this a bit. So what we want to do is let's use another account, service account. I'm I'm going to use myself here. Normally I'd set up another account, but let's just use myself for now. Again, this is a single server box. So theoretically, I'm the only guy that's going to be using it. So therefore, I'm not following 100% best practices. So let's do this. Yep, cool. Web service URL. Let's see if we can go in over here now. Okay, no error at least. So that's good news. Okay, database is still ground, and let's try reports. And there you go, I have access. So, I mean, normally what I'd do is I'd set the service account as in like a special username. So I'd probably create an SSRS service name. And then what I'd do is then I'd go in here and I'd assign permissions via the site settings to each individual user if this was a production system. Since it's not production, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to save a bookmark over there. And let's go and get the reports deployed. So to do that, we want to create, go into the installation media for AX 2012. So we'll go here, we'll set it up, we'll install Dynamics AX components. Yeah, we're going to accept. Okay, we're going to add or modify components, and we're going to add just the reporting services extensions. Click OK, go next. Cool, all of our prereqs have passed. Okay, we're going to do the business connector account. Put in the administrative password. We're going to choose MS SQL, deploy reports. Yep. Okay. And now it's going to install the extension. So SSRS extension basically is like a component that allows AX to communicate with SSRS. So development of SSRS reports in AX occurs via Visual Studio, not Morphex as in all of the other development. And you can see all of those SSRS reports via the AX client. You can also see SSRS reports in Enterprise Portal. However, there are certain restrictions on what you can and can't do. So I'm going to pause this video while it runs through the process, and I'll restart it once it starts opening the PowerShell. Oh, well, there you go. So it's going to do the post installation. So what we're going to see here is it's going to install the component, and then it's going to try open an elevated PowerShell command. From that command, it will then deploy each one of those SSRS reports. If those are successfully all deployed, we can then go into the client and open any one of the SSRS reports, and those will function fine. I'll pause now, and then I'll resume once it starts deploying. Okay, so now you can see reporting service extensions was installed successfully, and it opened the PowerShell. Sorry, it opened the PowerShell command. So what this is doing is this is just a PowerShell command that's then taking all of the reports in the created Dynamics AX folder and deploying them. So this is going to take probably, I don't know, also another hour. So what I'll do is I'll pause and then we'll go through it once it's finished deploying. Okay, so yeah, you can see all of those reports are just deploying. So we're on the tax report. So really, they're almost done. We can actually just open AX just to make sure that they're deployed. So let's open a version. And let's go to something easy just to show you that it's worked. Let's go to accounts payable. Let's go to vendors, and we go okay. And still not working. Cannot be found. Let's try something else. Maybe I've made a mistake here. Customers. Oh, it's because V, it hasn't gotten to V yet. Sorry, so that's my mistake. So custom, you see, so if you look here, it's still deploying vendor reports. So, but as you can see, that's the SSRS, they're working. So that's really it. I mean, ultimately, we just wait for this to end, and then all of our SSRS reports within AX will now work. So that's all for now. So thanks, everyone.